Thank you.
All right. Let's go, Raz.
I have no idea how I'm going to follow up that because that was insane. When I was 16, I was doing nothing like you were, so keep going. First of all, thank you for having me. I've also been at TechTO forever. I think I was here 10 years ago when it was still called TechTO. Now it's TechTO, sorry. And now rebrand. Very full circle moment. So today, because I only have about 5 or so minutes to talk to you guys, I want to teach you to think about just this. Who cares? I think a lot of people here are founders. How many of you are non-technical founders? Like you're not an engineer? A bunch. How many of you are technical founders? You code. Good for you. We're going to talk about why that matters. I'm a solo founder. It didn't start off that way. I'm going to tell you my journey and how I got here. But I guess even before I do that, let's do a quick plug for Mave. So let's throw a few buzzwords in. We're an AI company in the real estate space. We created the AI assistant for the real estate industry. What does that actually mean in practice? We partner with brokerages. There's 400,000 of them in North America alone to support their 2 million agents at scale. So that means anything from putting a deal together to marketing your listing can all be done literally through a voice note on WhatsApp. Now, to get there, we had to put an amazing team together. And yes, as you can see, we're onboarding 120 of the top brokerages in the world. That's 20,000 or more than 20,000 realtors in the GTA alone. We're about 18 months into this journey. We're still an early stage startup. And for us to get there, we had to put together a great team. Shout out to Yareen, Roham, and Max, our new hires over there. We're also hiring for more engineers. So if you are looking to build AI native solutions in a very old industry, come talk to us after. But to get the whole industry behind us, to get the level of talent we did, I had to figure it out. And everyone always hears about all the success, but in reality, it's a lot more like this. It's complete chaos. Every single day is an existential crisis. Every single day the world is falling apart, and you have to figure out how to get through that pain. And especially when we started, I really had to figure out how to teach myself to just keep saying, who cares about all this? We'll get through this. The big question I really had to figure out to do that, though, is figure out, what do I actually care about? What matters to me? How do you build that type of resilience internally when you're by yourself, even when you're not? And I realized there's really 5 things I had to keep reminding myself that I care about. And what I'll do soon is I'll go through 2 stories of where I actually used this along my journey. First one is, do I believe I can win? This is very important because if you can't tell yourself that you can actually do this, it'll just never get done. And sometimes this question is almost impossible to answer because things get really, really hard. But when you do it, it's amazing because the next question is usually, if you do believe you can win, is what I'm doing really impossible? And if you believe you can do it, it's probably not impossible. Then, of course, is there a step forward I can take? Can I control it? And of course, how do I get started? So to highlight some of that journey, I guess I'll start where Mave began, which is how we even came up with the concept. So I've been in tech my whole life. I'm not a real estate agent. I'm not a brokerage owner. I kind of fell into this world. And me and my then co-founder, the way we really needed to understand what these 35 hours are that these realtors are spending per deal, we actually became executive assistants to about 12 real estate agents full-time. Because everyone kept telling us they're doing a lot of work, but no one can really explain it. And I can confidently tell you that I've never had more anxiety in my entire life trying to do this. But at the end of the day, it really showed us how these agents work. And to build the right solution, word started getting around to the point that brokerages started paying attention, which led to our first deal. Someone literally liked what we were doing so much, they were willing to give us money for it. We're like, yes, this is going to work. And the best part happened right after when my then almost technical co-founder decided to leave right there and then. So again, how many of you are non-technical co-founders? Raise your hand again. I'm you. Now imagine this. I finally got the contract we were trying to get, and I have no way to build it. And this is before Lovable, before any sort of real AI advancements that I can just build a proof of concept off the ground. Again, let's go back to these questions. And to tell you that the first question was hard to answer right now was insane. I'll never forget when he decided to tell me that this isn't the opportunity for him. I think we were somewhere midtown. We had Flo's Diner in Yorkville, and I live on the Danforth. I literally walked for, I think, 4 hours spiraling, like, how in the world am I going to do this? Eventually, worked up the courage to figure this out. But when I figured out how to win, I figured out, is this impossible? Can somebody build this? I've been in tech for a very long time, so yeah, I can find some people to do this. Is there a step forward I can take? Let's go call up some people. I know these people by name. LinkedIn, let's call them up. I mean, for the non-technical co-founders, there's a lot of engineers in this room that I didn't have access to at the time. But at the end of the day, what I did was I called up 30 engineers I knew, 3 said yes, and with some great account management and very honest communication, we got the platform off the ground and eventually were able to get this company off the ground. So quick lessons learned is you are way more capable than you think at doing things. Just because you're non-technical doesn't mean you can't get a product off the ground. There are so many ways to do this. What I want to say is you're never out of options. All you have to do is take a step forward. I know we're almost at time, I'll rush. Okay. Because of all this, word started spreading and spreading and spreading to the point that the Toronto Real Estate Board's president called. Now, for us to actually power our AI solution, we need legal access to data that is very hard to get. We got access to it, and when the president of the board calls you after we start building, my initial thought was, I'm so screwed. They probably figured out we're doing things with AI. AI was new. I think the OpenAI API just came out. They probably didn't like what we were doing, so obviously had to take the meeting. 20-minute meeting became a 3-hour conversation to the point that that former president asked us to be the opening speaker of their upcoming conference and asked to invest. My initial reaction was absolutely not. Like, I think we had 5 brokerages. I didn't even think Mave was incorporated then. I was using my Gmail. There's nothing. But obviously, you cannot skip this type of opportunity. So we didn't sleep for 6 weeks. We built a real demo, a website. I incorporated the business legitimately. Got on stage. We ended up signing up 25% of all attendees at that conference. And because of that, everything kind of took place from that point on, where we were able to raise the money we did, build the amazing team we did, and really kick off the journey that is Mave. So if I were to leave you with a few learnings there, you're never going to know when opportunity knocks, even if it seems impossible. Put yourself in the situation to take it. Whether it was being an executive assistant to get in the room with the brokerage owner, whether it is taking the meeting with the president of the Toronto Real Estate Board, you're never going to be ready for it. I promise you, you will never be ready. But if you believe in yourself, if you believe you can do it, and you think there's a next step forward to take it, do it. Even if you fail, that is okay. Even if you fail, you'll learn how to do it better next time. That's also a great thing to do. So again, what I will say is whatever journey you're taking, whatever company you're working on, you're going to get into these existential moments on an hourly basis. And when you do, think about these 5 questions and make sure you remember that you can get through it. Thanks again.
Woo! We have time for 2 questions.
Hey, great presentation. I'm a non-technical founder, so it really resonates. I'm in the process of building an Avengers team to actually get a group of people to, create the vision of the company and get us there. What is your advice when it comes to actually, now that, you've built something, building something around you and building a team, what are the top, you had the top 5 things, but how do you apply those to teams as well, and what do you look for when you're thinking about, like, hey, this is going to take more than just one guy to build it and do it?
Okay, so very good question. I think the first thing to note is, as a non-technical co-founder, you're not really going to understand what you need to build. Just know that. So over-optimize on getting the right people in the room that you think are just going to move at the same pace as you, because especially as someone who's trying to teach yourself how this works, you need someone who's going to be thinking like that. Because when you're up at night, at 11, midnight, whatever it is, trying to figure out how to solve this, you need that wingman next to you, or wingwoman. And I think as you think to scale your team, especially as a non-technical leader, you may think you can handle I don't know, things that may seem pretty easy or pretty impossible. Get the right people in the room that you think are just going to do it way better than you. Doesn't matter. Like, you are going to be amazing at a lot of things, and you're going to be terrible at a lot of things. The quicker you understand what your strengths are and what you can optimize for yourself, fill the void with everyone else around you, and as long as you get those people who think like you, you're going to be in great shape.
One question here.
Hi, hello, Mave. So I just have a small question. How you have onboarded your first, like your co-founder with you?
Sorry? How
You
did
are a
I onboard?
non-technical founder, correct? How you have onboarded the technical founder to believe in your journey and join with you?
Yeah, so I'm still a solo founder, but I guess when we initially started working together, me and my former co-founder, we got connected through the industry. This is someone who was also interested in the real estate space, someone who was technical, someone who had a really good experience, great resume. And I think as a lesson learned for someone who is trying to find a co-founder, I think have the really tough conversations up front. Because before you start working, that's when everything is like, the sky's the limit, everyone loves each other. But yeah, things get really hard really fast. And I think what we avoided doing is having some of those hard conversations early on. So what I would say is, as you look at the right co-founder, obviously there's a culture fit element, there's a skill fit. I would definitely advise you all to have the hard conversations early on to make sure this is really the fit for you two to work together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.